Hey everyone, welcome to a Thursday night, February 18th. Oh my gosh, I can't believe February is half over. This month is just flying by. I hope that everyone that is not where it's warm is being safe and that you all have power and that you're able to take care of your families. And oh my gosh, she is just so cute. So I wanted to share with you guys tonight a little bit of something that I struggle with and also something that has been on my heart for the last couple of months. And that is what do you do when you just don't feel like it? Like, what do you do? I mean, burnout is real, especially after the crazy busy holiday season. And, like you have January, that it's like the in-between month. And then all of a sudden you have this new catalog that you have to introduce to people or that you want to introduce to people, but you just don't feel like it because you're just tired. Right? I mean, that's how I've been feeling recently. I'm just tired. And I don't know if it's because I'm home all the time now because of COVID, because our life situation has changed so drastically as far as like coming and going and what we do on a daily basis and always having my kids home. That is it's all just kind of wearing on me. And sometimes I just don't feel like it. So I'm going to be really honest. And so I put together a list of stuff that I do and that I've been thinking about on the days that I just don't feel like it. So if any of you are feeling the same way that I am, I want to say that there's hope and that there is a light at the end of this tunnel, especially because I know with Scentsy especially, they're always introducing something new and there's always something to get excited about. So that is number one I would like to say, is that know that there's going to be something new to be excited about, even if you just don't feel like it right now. Okay, so what do you do and what can you do when you've lost your mojo, when you're just trying to get it back? Well, the things that I do is I kind of look at like why I lost it in the first place. Why am I tired? Why am I just not feeling like it today? And if it's just today, then it's not really a big deal. But what if that feeling goes like lasts a week or 2 weeks or, God forbid, a month or two? Like, what can you do when this feeling just continues to like linger, right? So I just kind of like to look back and think about how I lost it or why I lost it in the first place. And the number one thing, and you're going to hear this a lot just throughout your journey with Scentsy, or really any direct sales company, or really any business, is why. What's your why? Why do you do what you do? And more importantly, why do you do what you do and why do you stay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about some questions that I like to ask myself when I'm trying to find out what my why is, because you know what? I've been with Scentsy for just about 5 years, and the why that I joined with is definitely not why I'm still here. Okay, why I joined because I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a very, very small group of friends, many of which I am friends with, most of which I am no longer friends with, but I have this very small group of friends, and I was lonely, and so when the thought of new friends and connection was presented to me, I jumped on it and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then you guys know I've talked about it before. I second guessed, I almost quit, all the things. But what got me to join in the first place, I could never have made a penny as long as I made friends. That's why I joined. So the positive part was that I did make money, and and all the things, like I make friends, I have the trips and all those things. That's what keeps me going, is because not only did I start with why I join and continue that, but that is no longer why I stay. Why I stay is because there is nothing in my world that is like the connections and the friendships and the ability to get to hang out with people that I care about all the time, whether it's via Zoom or, texting people. And I just have this overwhelming sense of connection to the company. And that's my why. That's why I stay. And and for me, it's important that my daughters get to see that sometimes there's up, sometimes there's down, but you know what? You stick with it and amazing things can happen. So that's why I'm here. That's why I stay. And that's why I'm always constantly revisiting what that is all about. Okay, so one of the things that I like to do when I'm trying to find out my why and trying to figure out if it's the same, is I always like to think back as to why I became a consultant, in the first place. I just said it, it wasn't to make money. But, if that's your why, if you joined to make money, then, that's important. And more important too is what is it that you hope to accomplish? So that's the second question that I also ask is, what is it that I hope to accomplish? Anytime I struggle with what am I doing here? What does this all mean? I always try to think, remember what it is that you sought out to accomplish. Also, what would achieving something big do for you and your family? Did you join to make money? Did you join for friendship? Why did you join? And what will that do for your family? Okay. I know, like for Amy, for example, one of her goals is to be able to stay home and help make ends meet for her family. That's what she hopes to accomplish. That's also why I stay here, because you know what, when I first started, the extra $400 a month that I made, that was pretty great. It was like, it made ends meet. And it gave me some fun money. It allowed me to help make a car payment and, help put my kids through things like do school activities and stuff like that. That was really important to me. And that still continues to be important to me. And that is what I continue to hope to accomplish month over month. Okay. Also, what is the meaning of all that and how would that make you feel? Now, I know that we hear a lot about the why and it should make you cry, and it feels like it's almost cliche by now, but really, how would it make you feel if you were able to accomplish that? Would it make you feel empowered? Would it make you feel at peace? Would it make you feel joy? What would making extra money, like even more than you're making now, and hitting your goals, how would that make you feel? And what would that really in your heart mean to you? Okay. That is what looking for your why is. Okay. Ultimately, it is all those things, but what do those things make you feel? And that's the first thing. When I'm trying to get my mojo back, when I'm trying to figure out, what the heck am I doing here? I always revisit those questions and try to remember try to remember why it was that I joined in the first place. Okay. And then after I really connect with that, I really start to get into, my actions and the things that I'm doing. Okay. So the other thing that I like to do, and I have a list here, there's like 9 things on my list. The why was number 1. But number 2, I always try to go back to the basics. I try to think about what made Scentsy fun when I first joined. Now for a lot of us, we have to think back a couple of years, some of us just a couple of months, but I would say that one of the things that helps, that for me, when I first joined, that made it fun, is that I was excited about it, right? I was excited to share the things that I loved. And it was just so exciting. And, so I really think about what is it right now that makes me excited? That is always key. What makes me excited? Now, 5 years ago, the excitement of the laundry, the washer lifts, that was super exciting to me. I just loved those. But I'm going to be really honest, Scentsy has discontinued my favorite scent a couple of times, and that's not my favorite product anymore because they keep discontinuing my favorites. And so I'm just like, I'm still trying to find that favorite scent, but I haven't found it yet. Palm Beach Breeze, though, that one, you know, that one's pretty good, but my first favorite was Ocean. Then I found Shimmer, and then they discontinued that. So I'm still trying to fall back in love with the laundry, but right now I'm loving the bathroom cleaner, and I'm loving Squeeze the Day. That's my all-time favorite cleaning scent right now. So I try to fall in love with that, and I try to think about what it is that makes me excited. Okay. Also, it is no secret, if you've ever heard me talk, I hate making samples. That is like my nemesis. I am all about the prepackaged samples. I would rather spend $10 on 10 laundry packets than make them myself. I don't know why. I don't know what my hang up is with it, but I just hate making samples. So if there's something that you're doing in your business that you hate doing, that you dread doing, guess what? You don't have to do it. Okay. Just because somebody else does it, just because I do it, just because, you know, you watched a training video and they do it and they're like, this is how I make all my money. If you hate doing it, it's not working for you because it's something that you're going to procrastinate. It's something that you're going to, you know, that you're just going to dread doing all the time, and you're not going to do it. But if you love making samples, then you know what? Maybe it's time to get back to doing it. That's going back to the basics. Maybe it's time to get back to doing the things that you absolutely love. You know, do you love doing themed whiff boxes or themed scent bags? Then get back to it. You know, if you love sending happy mail to your customers, then do it. You know, but if it's something that you procrastinate and it's something that you don't look forward to, then now's the time to cut that out. Okay, it's not working for you. That's number 2. All right, number 3 is, well, you know what? Set a new goal. Okay, if your current goal isn't working for you, or maybe you've hit that goal, maybe your current goal was, I want to be certified in 30 days, and you're certified. So what is it next? You know, you can't get recertified. Maybe you want to have a month where you sell $2,000. Maybe that could be your new goal. You know, whatever it is, set a new goal. Sell, you know, even if it's like sell 5 of my favorite product. Now, Amy, you're on here. I know that your favorite product is the all-purpose cleaner. You know, one of those things that you can do is goal yourself a certain number of that product. And that, you know, if that excites you, and for me, I always love when I get a sale, right? So I do like a little dance. It makes me really happy. And so, you know what, especially when somebody is like taking a recommendation from me or something like that, that really makes me happy. So, you know, set a new goal, however big or small. Sometimes a new goal can help you get your mojo back. Okay, maybe your new goal is to, maybe you're wanting to sponsor a new teammate. You know, set your sights on who it is that you can add to your team. Maybe you want to connect with a team that you already have. You know, think about ways that you can connect to your team that you already have. The most important thing is, though, when you're setting a new goal, is to write it down and make a list of the things that you want to accomplish. Okay, whether you are a dream board person and you want to put it on a dream board, if you're a checklist person and you want to put it on a checklist, you know, make that, because I find, and of course, you know, these are, not everybody's the same, but I find when I hit a goal, when I write it down and I'm able to check it off, that is what makes my heart sing. So if that is something that makes your heart sing, then, you know, then do that. All right. Sometimes when you are looking for your mojo and you're just, you know, you're like, yeah, why am I here? What am I doing here? Sometimes putting yourself into training, you know, whether it's like going on to your favorite Facebook page. Right now, we still have, I think 3 days, 3 or 4 days left in the world tour training, you know, go back and watch some of your favorite training videos, search YouTube. Maybe you're struggling with PRV, or maybe you're, you know, you want to hone in on your basket parties or your Facebook parties or whatever. Sometimes doing a training to look to for inspiration is just the medicine you need to get your mojo back. Even like tonight, being on for, you know, on a training, and know that you're not the only one that's going through that. Sometimes that's enough just to help inspire you to move forward. Okay, so look in trainings that maybe could inspire you. Another thing that I like to do, I think we're on number 5, is make a list. This is actually one of my favorites, and I do this a lot when I'm struggling. And I make a list, and this is going to sound crazy, but I make a list of all the things that I love about what we do and all the things that I hate. Like I said, I hate samples. You know, there's a lot of things that I hate. There's a lot of things that I love. I make those lists. I make a pros and a cons list. And then what I do is I look at the cons, and I look at things that I can delete. So I've already talked about, you know, if you hate making samples, and cross that off your list, but that's how I come up with that. I do a pros and a cons list, and I look at the cons and I think, you know what, is there something here that I can delete that maybe I don't have to do? And then I can focus on the things that I really love and not so much on the things that I hate. Now, sometimes things that we hate, like following up with our customers, is not always the most exciting thing. Some of us struggle to post on social media, you know, but we know that our customers need to see us active, all those things. Some of those things can't be deleted, but they can be changed. Like, what can you do to tweak those things that you hate and make them more fun? Okay, whether like posting on social media, you know, maybe you are one of those people that you like to post flyers. You know, maybe instead of posting a flyer, you can tweak it, and it might be kind of fun. Like, let's shake it up. Let's do a fun video, you know, and post something that you love, a fun video of something. And I know, like, Amy, you're really good at this with posting videos of like how you're using your all-purpose cleaner. That is so fun. I love watching those. Please keep doing that, because I love absolutely watching those. But sometimes posting stuff not about Scentsy, like another passion you have, can help reignite either your Facebook group or your love to post on Facebook. And then, you know, and that can help go hand in hand, because now you're getting new interaction. So that can kind of boost that little inspiration a little bit. Okay, number 6 is, oh, you know what? I do have 10. Huh, funny. Okay, number 6, I would say, is find some people that you have similar goals with and connect with them. Okay, we have a ton of people in our Facebook group. A ton. We have, like, on our Facebook group, we have 61. Currently, we have 76 people on our team. There are a lot of people that have similar goals in our group. If you are looking for accountability, if you are looking and needing for somebody to connect with, post it on our team page and say, hey, I'm looking for somebody that wants, you know, somebody to connect with, somebody to bounce ideas off of. And look for somebody with similar goals, and then share them with each other. And it doesn't even have to be in our Facebook group. There are a ton of groups that you can do that. And you know what? If you are in the world tour, on the Facebook page, there is actually a conversation on that website that you can look for other people. There's also a group, Make It Happen, which has like 13,000 people in it. There's other flyers groups. You know, if you are looking for connection, the opportunity is there. Okay, so sometimes looking for people with like goals and connecting with them can help inspire you. As long as you're not like getting together and complaining about things together, that's not very inspirational. But as long as you can get together with somebody and bounce ideas off each other, that can really be just the right thing. All right. Number 7, and this is going to surprise you guys when I say this. Number 7 is take a break, right? Sometimes taking a little time off from your business is exactly the thing that you need to do. Exactly the thing that you need to help give you some perspective and give you that little bit of inspiration and give you a chance to miss doing what it is that we do. Okay, there is a superstar director, and you can go to her Facebook page. Her Facebook page is Online Steps to Success, and her name is Allison Dalkey. And Allison Dalkey does a really great training about the fact that her and her family, I think she's got 4 kids, I think, and her husband, they take the entire month of January off. They don't do anything in January except for focus on their family. They dream together. They do like these great things together. And some of it has to do with Scentsy. Most of it doesn't. But she takes a good long break. But what she also does, and this is not something like if you're just starting out, I'm not saying you need to take a break. That's not what I'm saying. But if you really need to find your mojo, sometimes taking an intentional break is exactly what you need. Allison Dalkey talks about the things that she does, that she has in place during the month of January, so that when she comes back to her business, she's already hit her PRV goals. She's already hit, her title, all those things. So she talks about her plan that she sets in place. And sometimes taking an intentional break like that is super important. Sometimes just taking a couple days just to figure this stuff out is exactly what you need. Okay, and I know that might surprise you that I say take a break, because we're always talking about be consistent and do all these things. But you know what? If you're being consistent and you feel like you're spinning your wheels, sometimes taking a step back and reevaluating is exactly the type of thing that you need for your business. Okay, number 8, and this one is so important, and that is to dream big. Okay, sometimes we lose sight of why we're here because we're not dreaming big enough. Okay, for me, I have a dream of writing a book. I'm actually in the process of starting a blog. And those are dreams that I have. They're not necessarily Scentsy related, but I've done some things in my heart, done some soul searching, things that I really want to do. And the ability to stay home with my family and making those things happen is so important to me. Okay. Some of the other dreams that I have is, and they're on my dream board. I want to travel. I want to go see the Aurora Borealis. Like, that's a lifelong dream for me. I want to save. I'm not even like trying to bank on the fact that Scentsy's going to have an incentive trip there. I want to be able to just take my family and go. That's a big dream. Another dream that my husband and I are doing right now, I mean, not as we speak because it's 7:30 at night, but right now we are actively looking to purchase an RV. We have a big dream of traveling around the country, and I would like to use my business in order to be able to do that. And so, sometimes when you are losing your mojo, like, think bigger, not smaller, not like, how am I going to sell 50 PRV this month, but like, what is it that I can do with this business? And guess what that's going to do? It can get you excited about it again. Okay. Number 9, and this one is also, I guess I saved like the best for last. I don't know. But number 9, this is something that I think we all struggle with, and that is comparing ourselves to others. When you are losing your mojo, when you are getting burnt out, when you just don't feel like it, stop comparing yourself to others. Stop saying, so-and-so can do it. I need to be doing that. How come she's promoting? Why am I not promoting? And I know that's easier said than done. I have unfollowed, I will tell you, so many people that I care about deeply in through my journey that I found myself comparing myself to them. Like when I go on their Facebook page and I see them hitting goals and I see them doing all these amazing things, like I am so happy for them, but I found myself comparing myself and feeling bad about myself because I wasn't doing the same thing. And it wasn't me like, what actions am I not taking that they are? You know, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like, it would beat me up and I would have a hard time moving forward because I was like, poor me, throwing myself a little mini pity party because they were doing so great. And I just wasn't hitting those same kind of goals. And sometimes too, when you are in the comparison mode, you find yourself, especially, and this is what I find, especially when you are in that I just don't feel like it today mode, and you start to scroll and you're starting to see all the other things, instead of motivating you to move forward, or like you see in some of these Facebook groups, they're doing like these great things and you're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea and all those things. And then you get paralyzed by overwhelm because now you have too many ideas. Don't compare yourself to those people that are doing all those things. Okay. Stop comparing yourself. You are worthy of greatness. You are on your own journey. And as you may have already guessed, Facebook is full, Instagram is full of people's highlight reels, right? And, just think about the things that you're posting on Facebook. We always try to be positive. We always, we're always trying to put that out into the universe. Well, guess what? A lot of other people are too. So don't compare your journey to other people's. Okay, that's really important. And then number 10 is take baby steps. When you feel like you're burnt out, especially if you have that feeling of overwhelm. I don't know if you get like this, but sometimes for me, when I have too many ideas, and I've talked about like writing them down and doing all that stuff, but sometimes when I have too many ideas, I just don't know where to start. And guess what? I don't do anything. It's the same thing when you're thinking about cleaning. You look at your house and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. And instead of just getting to work, you sit and watch Netflix. Or you need an extra, like for me, I'm so guilty of like sitting down to work and I'm like, you know what? I need a cup of coffee. That's what I need. That's what's going to get me going today. And so I stop doing what it is that I'm doing and I get up and I go make a cup of coffee. And then I get my coffee and I sit down and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to work. And then, you know what? I'm kind of hungry too. So then I get up and I go and all of that stuff is because I've got so much going on in my head. I don't know where to start. So I have every excuse in the book as to why I'm not starting it. So when you feel like that, take a step back and take baby steps. And and with those baby steps, the most important thing is just pick one thing and do it. Whether it's the smallest thing, whether it sounds like the most fun or whatever it is, pick that one thing and just do it. And a lot of times, most of the time, usually that just doing one action is going to move you forward into another action and is going to move you forward into another action. We all have gotten into that zone of cleaning. Have you been there? Like when you start cleaning and you're like, all of a sudden it's been an hour and you feel like you've just gotten so much because you're just in the zone, right? But it takes that first step of just doing something that propels you into that zone. Okay, so those are the things that so Amy, when you had asked me earlier, yesterday, when I was like, hey, what you guys doing? It's Wednesday. What you doing? These are the things that I've been doing. I've really been thinking about not just why I'm here, because I know why I'm here, but I've been tired. And so I've been thinking about and trying to do the things that are going to make the biggest impact for me and my business right now. And I mean, I've got a list of all these things that I want to do, but I'm like, you know what is it that I need to do right now? What is tearing, like what needs to be done right now? Do I need to do all this right now? Is this all important? What's one thing? And for me, I always fall back on, at least in my business, is focusing on my business means, like, what is it that I need to do? Like, do I need to book parties? Do I need to, do I need to do follow-up? Like, when I feel overwhelmed with all the things, especially with all the things that we could be doing, like for, that I could be doing personally for our team and all that, when I feel overwhelmed, I go back and I dial it down to like the littlest thing that's going to make the biggest impact and work my way out. So for me yesterday, the biggest thing that was going to make a biggest impact for me yesterday was cleaning my office, because it was trashed. So I was like, I can't even look. I don't know if you're the same way, but when things are disorganized and disarray, I can't focus. So I'm like, you know what, that needs to be what I need to do. But to be really honest, sometimes I use that as a way to procrastinate the things that really need to be done, because, like, you get into it and you start to organize and you feel accomplished because you can see things being done. And those are the things that I like to do. I like to do the things that I can physically see that are done. That's why I like cleaning so much, because you can physically see it. But sometimes those are not the things that are going to make the biggest impact for your business right now. So I always fall back on that. When I don't know what it is that I need to do, I look back. What's going to make the biggest impact for me today? And that's what I do. All right. Did you have any questions for me, Amy?
The only question I had was, I never saw the video from 2 weeks ago.
I didn't record it. 2 weeks ago was just, it was just like, so here's the thing. That's funny that you asked that, because it was just going to be like a question answer type of a thing. Anybody that wanted to jump on, and at 7 o'clock, nobody was on with me. So I did record and I did start to make a video, but then about 15 minutes into that, somebody jumped on. And so I stopped the recording, and her and I had a chat for the last 45 minutes. So because I never completed that training, I didn't upload it and email it out. So there was not a recording 2 weeks ago. It was just like getting on and chatting, and that's what we ended up doing.
Good. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, because it's been a little crazy in my head in my house lately. So
yes, well, it's not like you don't have anything on your plate right now, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So that is that's one of the reasons why, well, not your reason, but like we all get like that where we have a lot. And I also know that I wanted to be available, because I wanted to be available to answer people's questions as they came up. And at that particular moment, there was nobody on. So I started it, and then I just never finished it, because we ended up getting on and just chatting. And it was a private chat, so I didn't record our chat. All right. So you don't have, how are things going with you? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hold on before you answer that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end the recording right now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below or comment on our team page. And I hope that you find these tips useful. And hopefully you're not in the same situation as me. Hopefully you know where your mojo is coming from. But you know what? Anytime that you lose your mojo, come back to this video and revisit these questions, okay? And think about why it is that, why you're here, what your why is, and how is it that you can start small in order to move yourself forward, okay? Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.